If you believe a better world starts from within, you're in the right place. Welcome to Hold the Light. I'm Lori Gunning-Grossman, founder of Hold the Light Collective. This is a special series, a guided exploration of the Freedom Transmissions, a spiritual book about building a strong inner foundation so you can show up more authentically in your life and in the world. Let's begin. Salvation, pages 379 to 404. This chapter is about coming home to yourself. It's about liberation, transformation, and stepping into the light of who you truly are. Some days you may feel deeply connected to your purpose. Other days you may feel lost. And this is part of being human. We move through light and shadow, remembering and forgetting, but there is always a way back to yourself. At its core, this chapter explores salvation not as something external, but as an inner transformation. It is the process of shedding fear and illusion, returning to divine truth, and choosing faith over fear, unity over division, and presence over distraction. Peace, freedom, and love are not something we seek. They're something we awaken within. This teaching is an invitation to step into our divinity. We're all part of something bigger, something sacred. So, this is a path of awakening, discovering who we truly are, and the light we are meant to share with the world. This is salvation. This chapter is part of the Deliverance transmission, and we learn that deliverance is not about being rescued from the outside. It's an inner transformation. It's shedding illusions, like releasing false narratives and the limitations we've placed on ourselves. It's returning to divine truth, like aligning with wisdom and spiritual awareness. It's making a conscious choice to embrace faith over fear. And it's stepping into transformation, where we embody the light we're meant to share. It's salvation, not something given to us, but something we embody and live. It is the restoration of who we truly are. And who are we? We're members of the light. When we forget, when the world feels heavy, and when we feel disheartened, we are reminded. Take a breath. Remember who you are, a tapestry, a moving mountain of energy. Rather than rejecting our human experience, we're encouraged to embrace it fully while remaining centered in spiritual awareness. Even when we look at the world with frustration or despair, we're still a part of this world, in all worlds. And as the book tells us, you are a member of the light of consciousness. That realization is your deliverance to freedom. Through redeeming yours, you will help deliver others to their freedom, to the truth of love. So from this point forward, we're called to use discernment to choose who we align with, what we commit to, and how we walk this path. We are encouraged this. You are here to make choices as the divine human, not as the human any longer. So what we come to learn here is that we are now the salvation for this world. We are the bridge to the continuation of conscious life. This is the service we were designed to offer to the world from our inception. But to fully step into this, we need to first allow for divine light. We learn that Yeshua in human form experienced life just as we do. Being in body helps us to evolve. The teachings share with us that it's not life that's a burden, even with all our complaints and dissatisfaction. It's the resistance to who we truly are. The burden is trying to keep up with what we are not. This is what creates suffering. The text says, when you free yourself to be as you are and free others to be who they are, it suddenly becomes easy to love, to trust, and to release doubt. There is a freedom that comes when we release the need to compare, to judge, to chase what isn't meant for us. We are in a time of profound transformation. It's like a rebirth. The old ways of fear and separation are crumbling and a new world is emerging. Those who trust, surrender, and align with the shift will step into a greater sense of freedom and peace. There is a wake-up call happening. We're being delivered into a new time, one of balance, unity, and community. Because somewhere along the way, we forgot. We placed ourselves above nature, above the divine, believing our creations, our cities, systems, art, and knowledge made us superior, but this is foolish wisdom because these things can easily be torn down in a moment's notice. We have forgotten surrender and gratitude. And we're offered this, that so much of our suffering comes from forgetting our connection to the divine. We get lost in the chaos. We learn that deliverance is delivering ourselves back to our Yeshua self. It's not trying to play God. It's about embodying the qualities of the divine. It's remembering that our deepest joy comes from simple things. A cloud, a butterfly, the smell of the earth after it rains. Deliverance is remembering that we are not here to go it alone. We're meant to share our light and to live in communion. As it says in the book, you have a need to share your light with the world, even if only with one person. You have a need to share your life with others and with the divine. And so we are moving into an era of consciousness, or also called the era of transparency and accountability. This is a time of restoration. Truth, transparency, and co-creation lead the way, but with this shift comes responsibility. So for true transparency to come, we must each take responsibility for the seeds we've sown, whether in love or in fear. The book reminds us, you are all accountable for your share of the peace, or your share of the burden, in ways you did not have to be accountable for before. We cannot step into a new world without first making peace with the old. Every action, every choice, and every intention we planted must now be reconciled. This is a time for healing, resolution, and committing only to what you can truly see through. This shift also calls for us to honor the balance of all things, including our connection to the earth. As the book urges us, cease and desist from your slow crucifixion of Gaia. The coming years are about closing out old cycles, and we're asked, will you be God's dream, a conscious dreamer, or will you be God's nightmare twisted in the dreaming? Will you be the dim reflection of God on earth, or will you be the illumination of God on earth? Wake up. Now is not the time to create more division or destruction. This is a time for salvation, for awakening, and for peace, a peace that begins within. This moment, it calls to us presence, connection, and kindness. It's about seeing the divine in one another and sharing light through small acts of love and remembering who we truly are. This is the time to turn the light back on together. So by going through these freedom transmissions, everything we need to heal, to restore balance, and to step into our true selves has already been given. We learn that this journey has unraveled, rewoven, and moved mountains within us. It's recommended that we read or listen to these transmissions at least twice more because these transmissions were structured in strands of the braid of the Trinity of Light, meaning this: each transmission of the freedom transmissions, each stage is a strand in a sacred braid. The text tells us the first three transmissions of the freedom transmissions are the three strands of the first braid, the life. The second three transmissions are the three strands of the second braid, the death. The final three transmissions in this book are the three strands of the third braid, the resurrection, the deliverance. These 3 braids of the freedom transmissions are now braided together to create the one braid, one transmission of the divine Trinity of light. It has been in this second strand of the 3rd braid, this 8th transmission that we're in, that we walk through the gateway to freedom. And so up until this point, we've only learned of 8 full transmissions. And what we learn is this. The final strand of the braid to complete this Trinity of light is you. You are the completion of what began at the beginning. You are the 3rd strand of resurrection, and you are the 9th transmission. The invitation is clear. Step forward. You are the final strand in this sacred braid. The 9th transmission, it's not something you receive, it's something you live. Through your presence, through your choices, and your love, you are weaving a new world of balance, wisdom, and light. And so, again, the 9th transmission, it's not something you receive, it's something you live. It is your soul's prayer, a love note between you and the divine, written not in words alone, but in the way you move through this life. We're offering ourselves up as the offering by connecting with our Yeshua self and stripping down our illusions of self. And so we are the living embodiment of this teaching. We complete the circle by how we live. This is our divine human service. The divine is working through us, not outside of us. In our world, in the new era, we are the salvation and the salve through how we live, through humility, courage, patience, devotion, compassion, peace, and unconditional love. This is about becoming our most authentic, loving selves. How we live becomes a living prayer. We don't need to save the world. All that's required of us is willingness, being open to releasing old patterns and burdens, surrender, letting go of control and trusting the process of change, and curiosity, staying open to discover what might emerge. The text says this, consciously or subconsciously, if you are here, you felt a call to realize your true purpose and service within this life. This is it, to complete the 9th strand in transmission so that we, together, may braid the Trinity of light deeper into you, into the earth, and into the world. You may never see the rewards of this in your lifetime. Thus, you must release the need for instant gratification. The miracles of this work will ripple through our lives and beyond. And we learn that this is revelation, the unfurling of the unseen to the seen. The rest of this chapter is a journey for you to finish on your own. From pages 392 to 404, you are given suggestions as to how you can move forward to fully embody this work and to continue the work. This includes writing your soul prayer. In the book, it's described as a love note to the divine from the divine within you. Your soul prayer is an offering of service from a space of freedom. As mentioned earlier, we're encouraged to read or listen to the Freedom Transmissions at least twice more. And there's a short exercise around your Freedom Transmission personal process letter. The exercise, again, is found in the chapter called The Thread and Stitching of the Dreaming on page 106 in the book. And then finally, from page 393 to 404, Yeshua offers suggestions on ways to fulfill your commitment as the 9th strand, as peace, in the braid of the Trinity of light, and as the 9th transmission. So we're asked to commit to 9 of them. But if you can only commit to one, it is asked that you give full depth of consciousness to it. So read through those and pick the ones you're willing to commit to. And as it's offered in the book, for each one of the suggestions you commit to, we, the divine will commit something to you in return. Here's your focus until the next episode. Read or reread the chapter called The Chalice and the Vessel of Freedom, found under Transmission 8, Deliverance, pages 405 through 416, and The Covenant, found under Transmission 9, pages 417 and 418. In the audiobook, listen to The Chalice and the Vessel of Freedom, found in Transmission 8, and The Covenant, found in Transmission 9. All links and information are in the show notes. Thanks for listening. Keep holding the light. If this series is resonating with you, I'd love to stay connected. Visit holdthelightcollective.com to sign up for my weekly newsletter, Build the Light. It's where I share good news for the soul, plus my latest events and offerings. All links are in the show notes. And if this podcast has meant something to you, the most generous thing you can do is share it with someone. Hold the Light is produced by me, Lori Gunning-Grossman, with additional producing and sound design by Jonathan Grossman, who also wrote our original theme music. Until next time, keep holding the light.